Yeah. Happy Saturday night. It's been a long tour. I need a, ooh, that fiddle's kind of nice actually. Well, I'm just gonna do my shit for a little while. Thanks so much for hanging out into the wee hours. I don't know if it's technically wee hours yet. So I got a new record out. I'm proud as fuck. I worked my ass off on it. This is the first song on it. So thanks so much, y'all, for being out. Well, thank you. Down on the corner of what I want and what I tend to get, day drinking and dreaming of you. I let the ashtray smoke my last cigarette. And once I had a casual acquaintance with my impending doom, and years ago she promised me someday soon. But how I've moved from room to room, ain't been transcended, much of nothing. I've been down in it, I ain't free. We're no experiment. These 7 years they went like a lot out of me. And clowning on the corner of almost gone. Maybe not just yet, there's still a little I can pawn, and the bones aren't set, the cast is slack, the plaster's wet. Stepping up the escalator, hell, I am out of here, past the predetermined terminals of tears, and wings are warm and the runway's clear. But I ain't transcended much of nothing. I've been down in it, I ain't free. There were no experiment. These 7 years they went like a life out of me. Get ready. Maybe all the world's a hollow recreation. My desperate brethren, a hallowed blue hallucination. We play to win. Put your right foot out, put your right foot in. But it's a useful little illusion. It'll lose you for a song. In the beautiful confusion you've been down and counting on. It's a useful little illusion. It'll lose you for a song. In the beautiful confusion you've been down and counting on. I ain't transcendent nothing. I'm still down in it. I ain't free. It were no experiment. Fuck, every tear was rent like a life out of me. Down on the corner of what I want and what I tend to get, day drinking and dreaming of you. I let the ashtray smoke my last. I could use a little, thank you. I could use a little more vocal in the monitor, but it sounds great. Thanks so much, man. Yada, 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 yes sir. All right, yeah. Yep. You know, maybe a little more guitar too while we're at it. But it feels real good up here. Yeah, there we go. All right, let me just go ahead and just kick it in here a little bit. This song ain't on no record. It might just stay that way, I don't know. We'll see. This is a song about the longest relationship I've ever held. Well, the town I come from's mostly sky. Even though the county's dry, didn't stop the stream nearby from giving us his daughter. She was born in a barrel of American oak. She made her sugar maple and charcoal smoke. And she just go to show your fucking folks what God can do with water. And when I go below the gloomy ground, you better buy the room around. Let her weep and lift a glass of bittersweet sour mash. When I was going through the same old famous, same old blues, tired of either crying to you or cussing up or quarreling. Yes, I slipped and sipped astray. Took one taste to see the way back to Tennessee to stay. Tennessee, my darling. When I go below the gloomy ground, better buy the room around. Let her weep and lift a glass of bittersweet sour mash. I don't want no Beaujolais, sake cider, Chardonnay. You keep tequila far away. You know what I'm craving? It ain't champagne all fine and chill. It's not a rot gut shining swill. You ask me, life's a cask of bittersweet. Go below the gloomy ground, better buy the room around. Let her weep and lift a glass of bittersweet sour mash. Thank you very good. Thanks so much for coming out, y'all. I'm gonna play some old shit and play some new shit. I'm gonna play some shit that I write on the spot. I apologize for that. That's never happening. I appreciate your low standards and your attendance. But other than that, here's a song that's on the new record twice because I call the fucking shots. I've told this story a bazillion times. My poor fiance who's traveling with me has heard it at least 32 times on this tour. This is kind of like my Born to Run, except for the guy and the girl both have pretty heavy pasts, and they know that running won't do any fucking good. The song goes out to Memphis, Tennessee, my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. She warned him once about her luck, put out a match with a tear. She said, I'm bored to death, and I was born to look you one way the hell away from here. He said, you don't look that tough to me. He leaned and lit a cigarette. How about you wait to see just what you regret? Get what we get. They say it'd make you stronger. First you gotta survive. What didn't kill you can make you wish you died. What didn't kill you make you wish you died. Struggled to read his knuckle tattoos beneath the ring and the scar. But the left said love, the right read true. She said, please say you got a car. It's parked out back, it's pointed out of state. It's a recent acquisition, we should probably ditch the plates. And it won't get me far enough to ever lose track. But yeah, it's plenty car enough for never coming back. They say it make you stronger, first you gotta survive. What didn't kill you, make you wish you died. What didn't kill you, make you wish you died. Yellow duffel in the seat back yonder. It's a bunch of pretty junk I bought her. And it's yours if you want. Either to you or the flames. To me, it's the same. And she said, no thanks, man. My baggage is packed. The name on my ankle, the knife in my back. But I know a place on our way out of town. It's as good as burned down. It's as good as burned. I said, make you stronger. First you gotta survive. What didn't kill you? What didn't kill you? What didn't kill you? Make you wish you died. Make you wish you died. You call that a scar, a bruise, a tear, pillow marks, and souvenirs. Souvenirs. Thank you. That's close enough to in tune. I'm always with the late great Jim Dickinson on tuning. He said tuning is a decadent European tradition. Maybe I'll tune up in a minute. We'll see. Let's see how it sounds with the capo in here. Yeah, closing over these shit songs. All right, here's an old. Whole mess of trouble on Choctaw Hill. Your sister couldn't make it, I bet you will. Knocking back a jelly jar, watermelon wine. I'd never seen a place where the sun came. Go wash off all that makeup with the garden hose. Watch the freckles sparkle down the ridge of your nose. With your lemon yellow ribbons and your bleach. What's happening to my mouth? With your lemon yellow ribbons and your bleach blonde hair, blending in the sun until you are barely there. Blending in the sun till you're barely there. We'll be off the radar, off the map, stretched out in the tall green grass. It's only green against the blue. It's only me against you. And a man who said your dreams won't last never slept in tall green grass. Man that said cuckoo could chew. There's some time in the tall green grass with you. Warm molasses midnight, Mississippi Star. Got a candy apple moon on the hood of my car. Never could have told me you'd have gone this far. I can't even tell you where the fuck we are. We must be off the radar, off the map, stretched out in the tall green grass. It's only green against the blue. It's only me against you. And a man who said your dreams won't last never slept in tall green grass. The man that said cuckoo could chew. There's some time in the tall green grass with you. And I leave your reservations in a cold red clay. tall green grass for the whole damn day. We'll be off the radar, off the map, stretched out in the tall green grass. It's only green against the blue, it's only me against you. And a man who said your dreams won't last never slept in tall green grass. And a man who said there's some time in the tall green grass. There's some time in the tall green grass. There's some time in the tall green grass with you. Ha! Thank you, very good. I keep secretly hoping that moth will fly by my mouth so I can have a fucking Ozzy moment on stage. I will eat the shit out of that moth if it flies anywhere near me. I have now, the cat's out of the bag. It was going to be a big moment. I just really think the odds are not against, not for him flying into my mouth. All right, I'm tuning. I've got new family in the room, so I'm tuning for them. I want to sound at least quasi-professional. That'll be out the window in a minute. There's only so long I can pretend that I'm professional. You're not easily duped. Hey, honey. I missed you. I guess we could cheers together. We do this together? I've seen on them. I have the same old toast. I need a new toast. To the few who forgive what you do, and to the even few who never give a fuck in the first place. Cheers. All right, let's see. Hey, Danny Malone. Would you like to sing a song with me? I know it's kind of early in the set. Hey, this is y'all's boy, local boy Danny Malone, local badass. We didn't really plan this very much, but that's kind of like how we recorded the record. I was like, Danny, you want to sing a song? He's like, yeah. Just sing on the mic. It would share it. I didn't brush my teeth. I mean, I brushed them this morning, but that was a long time ago. Yeah, fuck it. Danny's gonna sing with me. It was undeniably summer and I was certifiably cool. With my acid wash jacket and my stone wash jeans, I rose out of the kiddie pool. And you were walking one ad, you had summer on your side, and our front yards faced each other's from across the great divide. And the sunbeams cracked like jumper cables. I was cranking up the Malone camp, and you were dancing barefoot on a picnic table. And damn it, girl, truly, god damn it, girl, truly, god damn it, girl, truly, god damn. I still remember every word you said, like I always said I would. Since you walked on the waterbed, stood right there in my head for good. You know you kept some honeysuckle in that special dresser drawer. Now every spring, both knees buckle, and I hit the floor, I hit the floor. Every spring, and just a hint of a scent of a thought of that thing. And I still remember remember every word you said, like I always said I would. Since you walked on the waterbed, stood right there in my head for good. Oh, the easy way we used to play when there was no such thing as yesterday. We threw our two hearts high. The first half felt like Danny fucking Malone. Hey Danny, when's that new record coming out? November. I care. What a badass. He's great. Here's another song off the new record. This was a song about the ex. She wasn't the ex at the time. I have learned a couple things in my old age that I can pass on to my children. Never get your hair cut in a place that spells cuts with a K or a Z. Obviously. And also, if you're going to write a love song, you might as well go ahead and throw an insult in there just in case. You don't know what's going to fucking happen. Insults in the third verse, if you're still here. I've been following a compass, it is always pointed south. Everybody says it's busted, sometimes I had my doubts. But it led me through the wilderness, it led me to a town. It led me to your love and it has yet to let me down. But I guess it gets as cold at night. She done strung my blood with light. She lines my coat with kites. Oh, she lines my coat with kites. Oh, she frozen rooftop podunk bar. She rose tiptoes, poking stars. Screaming someone screwed the sky too tight. I laughed and filled my lungs with light. Wish I made she lined my coat with kites. Boy, she got a sad little fiddle, she draws that bad bow down. I'm gonna sail away on that landlocked sound. She got a ship in a bottle, boys, what'll it be? Godspeed to the bottom of the bottomless sea. Go on, let it get as cold in the night. She done strung my blood with light. She lined my coat with kites. Oh, she lined my coat with kites. Oh, she follow inner compasses, I always point aside. All these motherfuckers said it's busted. I've had my doubts. But it led me through the wilderness, it led me to town, it led me to your love, and it has yet to let me down. Yet to let me down. Hey, thank you, very good. All right, here's an old one someone asked for earlier. I don't really plan set lists, this is how they happen. If you want to hear anything after this, just shout that shit out. I went to a party. The party came to nothing. I got there early and I drank for dear life. I met a girl there, she looked like the Virgin Mary. She had a tattoo that looked like a gun. I'm sure that there were other fuckers at this party. I couldn't tell you who and neither could she. She had a stun gun, a lasso and a tractor beam. And we were locked on target when I threw away my keys. And I wouldn't trade that night for Sky Blue 57, 7,11, we were leaning on the dawn. Skipping past the salt pillars where everybody turns back. Hellbent and heart first into the great long gone. Hellbent and heart first into the great long. Lazy drunken moon passed out in the branches. There's a fit of stars in my favorite piece of sky. And the night held still behind her. And I used that perfect moment to talk about Miami Vice's pilot episode. It's a true pathetic story. It really didn't matter. We were already junkies. 15 minutes in, we were retarded with love. I said it. And they said love is like the movies, but it felt more like a cartoon with a halo of stars and an anvil on my head. And I wouldn't trade that night for Sky Blue 57, 7,11, we were leaning on the dawn. Skipping past the salt pillars where everybody turns back. Hellbent and heart first into the great long gone. Hellbent and heart first into the great long. Well, 5 years have passed now like unopened letters. I settled down, I took the girl from my wife. We both work hard to feed the children. Our dreams are slowly starving. Nothing scars you deeper than the things you haven't done. But in the cool of the evening, we fall together burning, and we never bring up the things we set aside. Cause it was worth all the hard times, worth all the heartache. It was worth it all if it was only for that night. And I would've traded that night for Sky Blue 57, 7,11, we leaning on the dawn. Skipping past the salt pillars where everybody turns back. Hellbent and heart first into the great long gone. Hellbent and heart first. Hellbent and heart first. Hellbent and heart first into the great long. Prost, amigos. I think Danny knows that song. I'd bring him up for every damn song I could, but it might put him on a little bit of a spot. Hey Danny, play this song you've never even heard. I will play the song.
Yeah, I might bring it down a little bit, but hey, who fucking cares, you know? If you're here for my show, you're used to bipolar. Here's a happy little number about empty, meaningless sex. Happy Saturday night. The moon was low enough to put your drinks on, so we ponied up. We got our drink on, and I was fucked up. That's my haircut. She was wasting good perfume, and it was useless, as the truth is, in these ruthless little rooms. Truth be told, all that we saw was something to hold through the free fall, through the free fall. And I inhaled the tangled perfume of her summer hair, strands of motel shampoo, parliaments and pear. And to be honest, I felt nothing and said nothing. To be fair, truth be told, I only saw something to hold through the free fall, through the free fall. I've been drinking with those 3-chord girls. Everybody knows exactly how they go. And I was shaving by moonlight, and she was feeling for her dress. We were talking about something. Dull blades make a fucking mess, and my eyes turned to face hers like mirrors facing mirrors. Truth be told, all that we saw was something to hold through the free fall, through the free fall. All right. Pick it up, it won't be that hard after that.
Troublesome girl!
I'll probably do all of those. But it's gonna be at the same time. It's really gonna freak you out. Has anybody seen Inception? We are a lively little crew. I'll play this one, and then I'll play some of those too. This is we'll keep it happy and light for a little bit. Here's a song about a waitress from Memphis, and she's pretty. A song called Prettiest Waitress from Memphis. I don't fuck around with the titles. Whatever I say to most is the name of the goddamn song. Well, there is only one reason I'd stop in this place. Let me stress that it ain't the cuisine.
The eggs are all runny and the hash browns smell funny. The coffee tastes like gasoline. But there go the one thing that I've been looking forward to for the last 600 miles. In a slow motion pan, somehow 12 fucking beers in each hand, one tear of heaven in that smile. She is the prettiest waitress in Memphis, and I think she flirting with me. She been reading her specials, extra special. Slipped a finger into my sweet tea. But a small stack of singles from a hard double shift will do terrible things to a smile. And the prettiest waitress in Memphis knows she's only that way for a while. Well, somehow she remembered my name, though it's been several months since I passed through this way. She said she's lived here all her 22, 23 years. I said I'd be here for a day. I ordered the pecan pie, and in the wink of an eye, I got a slice as big as my head. And her name and her number on a sweet and low package is the best poem that I've ever written. She's the waitress in Memphis. Fuck, I know she's flirting. She's been reading them specials, extra special. Slipped a finger into my sweet tea. But a small stack of singles from a hard double shift will do terrible things to a smile. And the prettiest waitress in Memphis, oh, she's only that way for a while. Well, the prettiest waitress in Memphis done spilt her heart all over me. And in a way she was right as I held her that night when she said this will all change eventually. 'Cause she ain't the prettiest waitress in Memphis no more. But it's not what you're thinking, you see. The prettiest waitress in Memphis just quit. She's leaving Memphis with me. Oh, the prettiest ex-waitress in all of Memphis is leaving Memphis with me. Thank you, very good. All right, I'll do a couple of the goofy-ass songs in a row. Here's a song off that first record. I've had couples say, we got married to this. I've had couples come up and be like, he put it on my answering machine. And we started dating, and now it's however many years later. And I always want to be like, you know, this is a song about obsession, and not so much a love song. It's also crap, but I'm glad people like it. It's also pretty much true. And embarrassing. The time I mentioned I was moving, and you said you'd help me move, I almost went out and bought some more shit so I could use some help to move. 'Cause I got a crush on you. You remember that Halloween when I went as Jimmy Dean? You were a princess or a gypsy or whatever. I was James Dean, and I had a crush on you. I get a yes, a no, a maybe from the magic 8-ball of your mind. I saw your mom's new Prettiest, damn it, girl, you looking fine, and I got a crush on you. Day in, day out, same routine. You better know what you think before you say what you mean. Same old, season after season. Maybe you're the kind of thing I do without reason. The sky's an 80-foot mirror with a fancy beveled edge. Couldn't make it any clearer. I'm alone on this ledge, just me, my crush on you. I don't get out much anymore. It's been a while since I've been in metal bands. You know what? Actually, let me do that one more. All right, back to singer-songwriter douchebag stuff. I don't know. Teenage hairdo, bad leather, your mom's apartment, whippet cans. I wanna take you to the dance, 'cause I got a crush on you. Some girls make me reach for the bottle. Some girls make me reach for the sky. You got me reaching in every direction for just one good reason. Why? Gotta have this fucking crush on me. The time I mentioned I was moving, you know you said you'd help me move. Hey, thanks so much. While we're getting the silly teenage ones out of rows, let's do this. Yeah, it's gonna happen. I'll just do that right now. This is a song about skating rink where I grew up in North Mississippi. It's a place where I learned how to skate and where I learned how to make out, and where I learned how to skate backwards so I could do both at the same time. I played in New Mexico. I played this wine bar, and I walked in and I'm like, this isn't gonna work. And it's, it's a bunch of nice middle-aged folks drinking the wine, and I'm just like, they're gonna hate me. And it actually went okay, but I tell you what fucking went really well was the TV reference in this song. When I played a crowd of young folks, pretty young folks, like, you have no fucking idea what I'm talking about on this TV. You don't know what Falcon Crest is. But man, that Falcon Crest joke was like, yeah, it was gangbusters that night. That joke got... Yeah, but Dallas wasn't any good. Falcon Crest was the jam. No, Dallas is okay. But seriously, what about that whole fucking season that was Bobby's Dream or whatever his name was? What a bunch of bullshit, man. It's like Lost. Dallas, again, I'm talking about stuff that y'all are too young to know about. Yeah, 86, wow. I think my fiance was born 86. 86, do the math, yeah. So yeah, anyway, this is a stupid song. It'll be over a minute for y'all. I'll have to keep playing this shit every night for the rest of my fucking life. Every other Sunday to Skateland South, I always end up my skate in my mouth. Well, maybe this is the day I can make some okay sentences. Fuck, I might as well undo my laces because there she is. Oh, marshmallow white, bubblegum pink. Her dreamsicle roller skates circle the rink. And this pastel heaven can last until 7 or 8. 'Cause if my mom watches Falcon Crest, sometimes she picks me up late. Hey DJ, play the one I know you know. As we roll across the carpet, smooth and slow, easing the on nice and low. The next one is couple skate only. When my friends bet their quarters that I'm gonna cave, with this 17th soda pop making me brave. Or maybe it's the black light, but the moment looks right to me. So I roll up like Romeo and Juliet. I know you see that video game that's Galaxia 4. And one day I'll get the highest score. And I'll type in your name. I'm gonna share all this fame with you. And we'll celebrate with a couple skate or two. DJ, play the one I know you know. As we roll across the carpet, smooth and slow, easing the aisle nice and low. The next one is couple skate only. I said celebrate guitars Come on. Hey, I got a couple more. Thanks so much, y'all. Appreciate you coming out. Thanks to everybody that played tonight. Oh, you know, speaking of everybody that played tonight, hey, Audra Mae, are you within the earshot? It's cool if you're not. If you can't hear me, ignore this. All right, I'm gonna play a song. Maybe if we can find her, I'll do one with her. And oh, I see somebody sprinting. Oh, darling, I'm sorry to make you work so hard. This is a lovely and talented Audra Mae. You know her now. You love her. She's so good. I do a song off the new record that we've been doing together. It's a pleasure. Just to hear her every night is a pleasure.
Likewise, I'm sure. Wait till your bone struck.
You're so demure.
That's like horses.
Y'all like her new Spurs? She got him down on. Is that was it a sex shop or was it just a?
Yeah.
They have an all night tack and gun store. You can get rope in the middle of the night. Let's do this song. Window, moonlight on the lawn, the street so bright, the street lights on. What do they think tonight is for? Darken my door, darken my door. Now stars against the window, starlight on the lawn. The street's so bright when the stars come on. What do they think tonight is for? Darken my door, darken my door. All that light that's lonely shines so clear. Tonight my head is a chandelier. We will toast your past, just as overcast as mine. A crush of hearts for the dark red wine. Now the city in the window, searchlight on the lawn. Streets so bright, the search is on. What do they think the night is for? Darken my door, darken my door. I know to never advertise a hurt, but tonight my eyes are fireworks. Where your heavy breath, strands of shadow, shade and vine. Let them down, make the darkness shine. Make it shine. Sunrise through the window, sunlight on the lawn. Your face so bright in the breaking dawn. Must be what the light is for. Open the door, open my door.
Audra Mae. Oh, so good. She got a new record over there. She got an old record over there. We all have records over there. We take cards, we take pelts, we take naming your firstborn after us. Take all of them. Yeah, why not? Okay, yeah, I'll play one that, yeah, I'll do that. I'll play a happy song, then I'll beat the crap out of my guitar on the last song, and then we can go smoke. There's a sock in my guitar case. I have no idea what that's for. I have no idea how it got there. Yes, you do. Who said yes, you do? That's pretty good. All right, I rub one out in my sock in my guitar when I get lonely. Yeah, that was so accusatory. Yeah, well, you know what that sock is for. And of course, my brain went to rub one out in the sock. Did I mention I have new family in the room and I'm talking about showing that? This has been the greatest tour I've ever done. I've conned my lovely fiance into coming on the road with me for 5 weeks, and she still loves me. I don't know how. Like, we're sitting in a car, a little red Ford Focus, like 6 inches apart for a month, and it's fucking fantastic. It's been the best tour I've ever been on. Yeah, I'll drink to us. Hell yeah, I'll do that. Stoked. You know what? Screw it. I'll play this song. I wrote this song last November. I was sliding around on a sheet of ice in Wyoming trying to get back to her. This will be better in tune, but that's close enough. You know what? She deserves tuning. Thanks y'all so much for being so cool. It's nice to be back. Lived here for a couple years. I miss it. It's a nice town. It's good. Somebody's like, why did you leave? Seriously, I'm not from Memphis, and don't tell Memphis, but this is the greatest town I've ever lived in. I'm not even pandering, but it's true. It's like it's the best sort of city I've ever lived in. Like, why did you leave? I'm like, you can be in Mexico before you can get out of Texas. It is so south. I'm like, I can't tour out of here. And Texas really doesn't care about my music so much. You are holding it down. I appreciate it. So that's why I'm not here. It's a lovely town. Can you swim in Barton Springs in the middle of the night? You used to could do that. Let's go swimming. Anyway, this might be on the next record. It might not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, those are nice. They're almost in key. The ice is forming between the wheels and the asphalt. The ice is forming between the skin and bones. But the ice is warming to the sweet at last thought of taking the highway home. Taking the highway home. Taking the highway home. Through the wake of the ice and snow, I am taking the highway. This old road could be cold and mean. Halos of vultures and roadkill dreams. Startling darkness on a windy ridge. Rocking my heart like an empty rig. I am taking the highway home. Taking the highway home. Through the wake of the ice and snow, I am taking the highway. You can sing your sweet country roads. You can keep them, they're way too slow. I
Don't need no scenery. There's only one scene I see, and she's why I'm taking the highway on. Taking the highway home. You can hold out for heaven's yellow brick road, but my baby is bathed in gold, and I am taking the highway on. Taking the highway home. Through the wake of the ice and snow, I am taking the highway home. Taking the highway. All right, that one. I'll do that depressing song you were just asking for. This is if you want to take a smoke break, if you don't want to learn anything, and I hate learning shit at shows. I don't know why. This might be a time for a quick smoke break if you don't want to learn anything. I'm sorry if you learned something. This is a song about the worst maritime disaster in United States history. It's a song about a shipwreck that killed more people than the Edmund Fitzgerald, more people than the Titanic. Don't feel bad if you don't know about it. It happened 7 miles north of where I was born and raised in Memphis, and I didn't know about it until a few years ago. The reason it disappeared from our history is it happened right after the Civil War, and we were a little bit desensitized by war. If you can picture a nation desensitized by war. The night, so Booth shoots Link, and the night we capture that sumbitch and shoot him, this happened, and it just kind of disappeared from our history, and I don't know. It's in the song. I don't know why. I mean, fuck it. Just after Appomattox, 2 last bullets and a bell for the honest and the actor that the tragic curtain fell. And then beneath the flood of headlines in the Mississippi spray, the wreck of the Sultana lies, buried to this day. Buried to this day, boys. The Sultana was a steamboat. She made the Nolans-Cairo run when a greedy Captain Mason heard that since the war is done and the Union POWs are free now, Uncle Sam is paying for their passage home, $5 every man. Well, that's 4 a head, the captain said, calculating calm. About $1 per to the officers should grease the Judas palm. So on a steamboat built to carry 350 with crew, 2,300 herded, a huddled multitude of purple scars and leather shadows, men tattered, stitched and torn, what little's always left of glory's human uniform. Human uniform, boys. When you figure in civilian men, women, children too, it's 500 more, plus the horses, cargo, coal, and crew. And so it was, and it wasn't the numbers that night. You see, the boiler needed grave repair, but the captain had rushed a patch job, is not to lose one precious fare. And so, asleep, afloat beneath a sleepy Memphis sky, it came to pass, a flame, a flash, in death she'd open wide. The force of the blast took the fortunate fast asleep, dreams to dust, but the rest awoke, chest of bolt with the thunder and the thrust, as a smokestack smashed through the upper deck. A screaming accent fell in a splintered rain of men in flame, pinned in a crush of hell, and diving in the drowning men, entangled acres roll, their frantic limbs heavy in the anesthetic cold. with swollen nets of silence. The river reaped her spoils as the stony moon stared on and on, where the gentle eye recoils. And to the morning sun rose warm upon the lucky living through. The hell and the high water masons steered them straight into. And I ain't saying the captain was evil, I ain't saying he's any good. Just wherever he stood to profit, that's where he stood. And he may have stood to the flames forked over, paid dearly what the river pulled down, but all accounts will tell you how his body was never found. That was the end of the Sultana, the end of many good men as well. So for now we'll end the story they couldn't count on time to tell. Though deadlier than the Titanic's legendary fall, I guess it's less romantic. It's mostly soldiers after all. More men dead than at Shiloh and Chickamauga, and others lesser known. More anthems send a soldier off than ever sing him home. Ever sing him home, boys. All right, I got two little happy numbers. I think I got time for two little happy. Oh yeah, quick ones. I can't think of two happy songs. I know what the last one's gonna be. What else? I'll maybe try that. I'm gonna do that one. And I'll do that one. Why not? I'll do that one. Here's another one off the new record. We'll see how this goes. I don't have Tom Waits' horn player helping me out with it like I do on the record. I only mention that because it's fucking cool. We'll see how this works live. I don't know. I don't do it very much live. Just picture a bunch of funky shit going on. Picture like 3 different drums. You ever listen to Gary U.S. Bonds? Just picture him. I want to holler, but the town's too small. Just picture that. Also showing what we were going for on the song. I got influences. People are like, oh, that's Springsteen. I'm like, no, that's Gary U.S. Bonds, who Springsteen was listening to. But I love Springsteen. I'm like, there was music before 71, you know, right? Newman. I do all my songs like Brandon Newman. I do every song tonight like Brandon Newman. Beat up little seagull. I love Brandon Newman. They got mad at him in Baltimore for writing that song. That song about, whoa, Baltimore, man, it's hard just to live, just to live. He was driving on a train through Baltimore. He's like, look at this shithole. And he wrote it, and then they got mad. He's like, what? He's like, have you seen Baltimore? But my favorite part about it is like, beat up little seagull. Beat up little seagull. Oh, he's so good. I want to cover some Randy Newman now, but I don't know enough. No. I'm not going to play no Toy Story shit. If you don't know, Good Old Boys, that record, you know, oh my God. I can't believe he's on Toy Story. Have you ever heard his 70s output? Yeah. Oh man, dude, all those songs. Anyway, we'll talk about this later. Here's a song on my new record that is nowhere near as good as a Randy Newman song. Thank you. I'm gonna sing the intro like Randy. She was looking over my shoulder out of the window at the moon. Actually sounds like Randy Newman. And I watched her there in the silver napkin dispenser. To my right, her left, my right. and there was no one at the jukebox. I should stop this, I know. When suddenly it turned on. Suddenly there's Motown. Now Travolta all of a sudden. Suddenly there's Motown. And the trumpets blow towards Jericho. They go, no one knows how, no one feels. I wonder why I bother. Ba ba ba. And tonight the sky caught flower. It was damn near absurd. A wash of wasp and bob white, moth and mockingbird. And in the blinding hindsight of the long dead starlight stood the unconnected dots of history, patron saints of luck and mystery, unnerving coincidence of reoccurring fingerprints, white rose in an onion and an ocean in the oxygen, Muhammad, Kali, Buddha, baby Jesus and the gang, the whole slipshod shebang. And under this perfect awning, my pretty girl is yawning. No one knows how, no one feels. I wonder why I bother. Ba ba ba. Said, look, the sky's perfectly clear. Just there, where there, no, right here. And when I finally feel I found it, each star points to the 5 around it, and on and on and off, and on and on, on and on and off, and on and on, and on and on and off, and on and on and on. And no one knows how, no one feels. I wonder why I bother. No one knows how, no one feels. I wonder, and here comes the key change. No one knows how, no one feels. I wonder why I bother. No. She was looking over my shoulder, out of the window, at the moon. Hey, thank you so much for your low standards and your infinite patience. Again, we've all got shit for sale. Should you need some shit, we know a guy who knows a guy. See you next time. Sitting at a red light in Tupelo, I fell in love with a girl named Go. 7 little letters in a bag of blow. I fell in love with a girl named. I was sick and tired of waiting for the rain to slow. Sick and tired of always hearing. I'm in love with a girl named Go. Through the dark of the car I see her eyes aglow. I'm in love with a girl named Go, suggesting something soft and low. I'm in love with a girl named Alexi. Sick and tired of waiting for the rain to slow. Sick and tired of always hearing no, 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 no. I'm in love with a girl named Go. She said, point the car, take the wheel. This is now, fucker, this is real. Don't even start, stop, and think. Open your mouth, take a drink. Turn up the radio. I'm in love with a girl named Go. Doing 50 with the 40 and the 45. I'm in love with the girl named Go. 60 with the 40 and the 45. I'm in love with the girl named 80 with the 40 and a 45. I'm in love with the girl named 90 with the 40 and a 45. I'm in love with the girl named 10 with the 40 and a 45. I'm in love with the girl named. You better pray to God you make it out alive. In love with the girl named Go. Alive in love, alive in love, alive in love with the girl named Go. Alive in love, alive in love, alive in love with the girl named Go. See you next time. Thank you so much. Thanks to the Mohawk. Let's go smoke cigarettes.